Hello everyone, my name is Jocelyn. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the two modules we had for the past couple weeks. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the video we had on mindfulness by John Kabat-Zinn. I just wanted to mention how important it is to realize how short life is and to be present at all times and not to constantly be I'm thinking about the past or the future and think about the right now. Especially since you never know what would happen tomorrow. It's also important to with your as far as your family members and your significant loved ones. It's important to keep in touch with them um, and actually think about the right now because tomorrow's never promised. Um, as far as also your everyday life activities, such as taking a shower, or eating, brushing your teeth, stuff like that. I think as far as me, showering is one of the things where I wander a lot in my thoughts. I never really think about the actually showering or um, thinking like feeling the shower as the water rushes or anything like that. I'm always thinking about either work or a meeting that I had or a conversation I had in the past, or I think about my future a lot also, like where I can end up or how my future, my career is gonna end. Um, and that's very stress inducing, I feel. Thinking about the future as far as me, I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself, and that's also not an ideal way to think about things. I like how they mentioned in the video a lot of practices that you can do, such as meditating or yoga. In the video, they kind of removed all the technology with the phones, tablets, computers, and they just took some time apart to actually think about the right now and meditate and just go into like this blank abyss where you focus on yourself. I feel like there's a lot of self growth in that as well. Um, you get to realize a lot. Um, Also, I wanted to go into the next the following week, which was the TED Talk with Dr. Barry Schwartz on the paradox of choice. As far as paradox of choice, I feel like we do have a lot of freedom of choice in society right now. I feel like there's never a brand or any type of just one thing. There you also are given multiple choices, and I used to think that this was a good thing just because if you found faults in something, you can always refer to something else, like another brand, or if you didn't like this one, then you could just get the other one, and it was kind of nice. But the way that Dr. Schwartz was talking about it, it's kind of like choice has made us freer in a way where we have that openness to go ahead and choose whatever we like, but it's also more of a we kind of feel like trapped, like paralyzed, because it's if you choose one thing over another and later on you realize that you really didn't like the original decision you made, it makes you feel like this feeling of regret of what if I would have picked that other option, or it also makes you less satisfied with the original choice you chose, and thinking back and wishing that you would have picked that alternative. So it's never really like an ideal choice that you can make. I think as a human being, you're always going to think about the what ifs, um, and you couldn't regret the original decision you made. It could be something as small as picking a different type of ham at the grocery store to making a life choice, like choosing what you're going to major in school, which I feel is a very big decision, and it should be put a lot of thought into before you go ahead and make that life choice. Um, as far as the communication articles that we had to read, I felt like this was very important to me just because I lack a lot of communication skills. I feel as if that's not my department, you can say. I also looked up various tips where I can improve my communication skills, and as far as communication, I feel like I'm very avoidant. I don't really go and express my feelings as often as I should, or communicate to a person as to why this is happening, or etc. One of the tips that I actually found in communicating is trying to stay away from the word you, like you did this or you did that, and more as in reflecting on yourself and starting sentences as in I, I should this, or I should have that, or next time I will, or things where you can kind of ease the situation and make it better on the individual in which you're trying to communicate with. Um, I think also as humans, communication is an hugely important thing to have as far as getting talking to someone clearly, trying to make sure that they understand your message. So it's definitely something that we all have to work on.